We are rolling.
Good morning. Welcome back to the conversation. This is Pointing Out the Obvious. This is our news and politics webcast. I'm your host, Patrick Russell, and over there is my very opinionated producer, Veronica. Together, we're here to quip and quiver through today's headlines, searching for the real, no matter how deep into the swamp we need to go. Veronica, as a country, we have a very big ethical question to answer. Should we poke ourselves for a third time with another vaccine shot, or should we share with the rest of the world to help prevent something nastier from being born? Your thoughts?
If everyone was smart enough to understand that if everyone gets the vaccine, it will be easier, we wouldn't have to have this conversation, right? So from my perspective, I think we should share with everyone, get vaccinated, and because what's the point in me getting the third vaccine if nobody else is getting it, right?
And then, so let's say your neighborhood is very conscientious and is very vaccinated, but the rest of the state is not. And then something worse comes around that basically nullifies, makes void and null the vaccine protection, and now all of that effort is for naught. And I think that's what most scientists and most medical professionals are really saying behind closed doors. Now, what I'm noticing, Veronica, when I watch the news, medical professionals are answering this question when they're asked straightforward. Doc, should I get a booster shot or not?
Yeah.
And the doctors are always starting off, they're qualifying the answer. Well, if it's available to you,
get it.
Then I would absolutely recommend getting that booster shot. Studies have shown that it will not only double your protection, but it could exponentially increase your protection for what we know is going on right now.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why they qualify their answer, in my mind, Veronica, is because they really feel, well, if it's available to you, well, it was out of your control, and if it's there, might as well take it. Yeah. But if you were to ask the doctor, overall, what's the better strategy for the rich countries instead of hoarding the very limited vaccine shots that are out there? It's not unlimited, people. We have a very small supply. We're just buying it all. Yeah. Good for us. But as an overall strategy, Veronica, I think what you said initially is absolutely true. The important thing isn't for us to keep poking ourselves like a pincushion with a vaccine that's very limited in scope and what it can protect. What we know right now, when out there in the rest of the world running rampant and free, are variants. Things like the Lambda variant down in South America that we had talked about before. These variants of interests will be next year's Delta.
Yep.
And will the vaccine that we have in our body that we've been constantly every 8 months pumping ourselves with, will it matter at that point? And I think if you listen carefully to how the medical establishment is answering that question, well, if it's there at your Walmart, definitely. But if you were to ask the doctor, wait, doc, what's the better way overall for true protection?
Get everyone vaccinated.
Get everybody you can vaccinated. There's a laboratory out in the world of grime, slime,
smart.
That is getting worse, and it's just a feeding ground, a breeding ground for variants that will make our current vaccine obsolete. From the younger generation's perspective, Veronica, do you think it's going to be easy or hard to convince the younger generation to share as opposed to hoard and handle what's a threat that might be right in front of them?
You know, this country has given us the opportunity to be free, and I think a lot of people take the freedom to the next level, which, you know, I don't care about the other person. I care about what I think and what I feel. So people who have not been vaccinated and have not encountered any issues with getting COVID, they're still gonna be the type of person that says, you know what, I don't believe in this is not real, until you get it. And until you get it and someone or maybe someone in your family gets it and something happens, they don't understand. So we're gonna deal with this situation going back and forth of like, this is my freedom and I do whatever I know it's right. But then you live in a society that you potentially are getting infected and you're infecting other people without even you knowing.
That's exactly right. And a new study, final point, had come out is that even individuals that are fully vaccinated, they can communicate the disease. They are infectious, and they have just as many infectious parts of the virus breeding within the body, even though our body can handle it. But our ability to spread the infection out, even as a fully vaccinated individual, is now been proven in studies that it is absolutely happening. So even as a fully vaccinated individual, be mindful, practice common sense, follow doctor's orders. But just as an ethical question, final note, because you kind of went on the broader aspect of should we get vaccinated in the first place, which you and I both agree. I don't think there is any question to that. Should we share with the world or should we hoard?
I mean, if we have enough and then if we can handle it, we should share. Last thing that I wanted to share with you guys, and I think this happens all the time. I find out that someone got COVID-19 and the person said that he or she was vaccinated, but the person wasn't. So it was just the ability of the person lying about, because I follow the rules and still didn't work. But it's not the case. So I think we're going to hear a lot of people getting infected and saying, oh, no, I was vaccinated. Nobody knew, but I was vaccinated. But in reality, it's not true. So for those people who pretend to lie when they were not vaccinated and they believe that we're going to believe them.
There was a doctor that was busted down in Florida that had counterfeit vaccine cards that he was selling at top dollar. That's a good point. We're going to see a lot of those sideshows for sure. Guys, there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer, but there is your opinion. Please share your voice with this show. Use the comment box below. Don't just subscribe to the show, even though we will be doing this on a daily basis. Great job. Boom. But, guys, be part of the show. It'll make it a whole lot more fun. Guys, don't forget, no matter what happens to you today, no matter what challenges or obstacles you may face, you just need to remember one thing. Give them hell. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.